Today is a good day. The newest update for Fallout 76 is officially here. We've got our private worlds, we've got our price point. So let's just jump in and see what this has in store for us, shall we? Guess what we got? That's right. We got a new update, Fallout 76. Now, I know this doesn't seem to have gone down the way that everybody would have liked it to go down. Everybody wants something for free. Everybody wants it to their exact specifications. And that's just not the world we live in. But the world we do live in, we still have private servers. Fallout First unveiled itself today. It is Bethesda's first premium membership for Fallout 76. It gives you access to being able to have a server all to yourself, or you can invite up to 7 friends to play with you. So that's a max of 8 people per server. The game is the exact same as it is in adventure mode. Just don't have to deal with as many people around taking all your legendary runs or finding unique plans or things like that that may not be bound to you but are actually bound to the server. So let's take a look at what we get here. So what do you get with Fallout First? First thing, private worlds, obviously, super dope. You get yourself a set of 1,650 atoms per month that you can use in the atomic shop, and even if you cancel, you get to keep them. So that's pretty cool. The Ranger armor outfit, which is something. It is exclusive only for Fallout First members. I've seen it, and it's not that exciting, but it's still pretty cool. The icons and emote packs are actually super dope. You could dance like a robot in one of them, and I really like it. Some of the more notable features are the survival tent. Now, the survival tent is a secondary free travel waypoint that you can place anywhere on the map as long as it's not too close to your camp. The survival tent allows you to travel for free to it, and it has just some of the basics there. There's a stash, there's a sleeping bag, I think there's an instrument in there as well, and it actually looks pretty cool. The second to best thing, aside from the private servers itself, is your scrap box. Now, the scrap box is bound to you, and it allows you to store an unlimited amount of junk. Not bulk, however. So if you have a bunch of bulk, you have to unbulk it, but an unlimited amount of junk. How freaking cool is that? So with all these cool new features comes the price point, finally. Obviously, these things cost money. Servers, hardware, bandwidth, all that kind of stuff costs money. You have 2 different choices. $12.99 gets you the month-to-month plan, all the same features, all the same access, and it's available for all 3 of the platforms that the game is on. You could also save yourself a pretty decent chunk of change by just prepaying for the year. So if you're a pretty hardcore Fallout gamer and you know that you're going to be playing this game for a year and you would really love to have access to private servers to farm events or an unlimited amount of stash space, the 12-month membership is actually the best way you should go. You're going to save a little bit over $12. Sorry, a little bit over $4 a month. So now that we've seen the price points, we've seen some of the features, let's just jump in and see what this has to offer. All right, here it is. So you can see now we have 3 different options. We have the regular public adventure, private worlds, and of course nuclear winter. Fallout has since gotten rid of the other PvP options. So let's jump into our private world, shall we? So here we are. We are at my camp and officially in our first ever private server. So far so good. It loaded in really fast. Let's get into all the different things, shall we? So first things first. Make sure there's no enemies lying around my camp to begin with. Well, let's check out what we got, huh? Let's see if I have any of my new emojis here. I may have to get them from the item shop. That's alright. So nothing too crazy, but as you can see, we are entirely alone. Every farming location, every event is all ours, and this is especially helpful when we start doing a bunch of our legendary farming. As you can see in the video that I posted earlier, I'll put a link on the screen here somewhere in the description. And that way we don't have to worry about other players taking our spots, low-level characters downgrading the enemies. We don't have to deal with any of that. So, let's take a look at our camp structure. See what we can build. In the stash boxes, we have to buy all the stuff in the atomic shop. Alright, so good thing to note, the first thing that you need to do is actually go into the atomic shop. These things you do have to get into the atomic shop for. And then I believe the survival tent is on your quick menu. So if we press T, there it is. Now you can't have the survival tent near your camp. It kind of defeats the purpose. Again, the survival tent is more for setting up a fast travel point. Maybe there's a lot of different places that you like to go, but you always end up somewhere here in the middle. Maybe you want a fast free travel point when you're doing your farming run in West Tech and the National Isolated Radio Array, which I, again, go over in my legendary run video that I put together. So let's go to... Let's go to Kenwood Mine. And then we'll find a good spot to place our camp. All right, so we found a good spot to place our camp. It's kind of right in the middle of everywhere that I personally like to go or spend a lot of my time. I found this really, boring flat spot under this antenna. So let's put our camp down here. And the cool thing is, if you don't like it there, or you end up in a spot of the map where you need access to something, you can move it. You just go back into your wheel, press T, and then you can place it wherever you are. But for now, we're going to leave it here. You have your scrap box. Now, the scrap box is brand new to Fallout. This is your unlimited, unbulk junk stash. So let's just drop everything in here. If you didn't see that down here at the bottom, there is a scrap and store option, so you can kind of just do everything all in one fell swoop, and this will never fill up. We've been promised that this will never, ever fill up. Also inside your camp, you have a sleeping bag you can rest on, a normal stash box, like let's say you wanted to pull all the junk out of your inventory and then stash it in the stash box. You absolutely can.
Are so incredibly found some ridiculous robot and upgraded me to a deputy. Joke's on him, I guess. Like I'm gonna go grab these bombs and turn them in like some honorable citizen? I'm keeping these babies for myself. Wiring's a bit good. But I think I can make them work. Just gonna disarm this switch here to make sure it doesn't.
Now, it is important to note that if you don't unbulk all of your junk, you won't be able to stash it. So I pulled all the junk out of my stash, but it did leave behind all of my bulk, as well as it looks like the hardened mass. So hardened mass you also cannot stash. Let's put all this back for now. I won't unpack it all right now on this video. I don't think there's any need to. So yeah, that is the brand new survival tent for Fallout 76. That is, you know, portable, has a cooking stove and a banjo in case you get bored. Let's head back to camp and test out a couple other things. All right, so we are back at the camp. One thing I did want to show is that you can also build a scrap box at your camp. So let's go into our build mode. And there's our stash box like we tried to pull up earlier in the video, but we had to actually go in to the atomic shop to buy. I'm just going to put it right. Can I put it on top of my box? That would be exquisite if I could put it. And we're just going to stack it on top of our stash boxes. We got a nice little balanced tower of stash here. So that is something important to note, is that you can, as long as you're a member of Fallout First, then you can build a stash box or a scrap box wherever you want, and it's an unlimited amount of scrap. Oh, my base is being attacked. One of the downsides to having your camp set up in the middle of the swamp is all kinds of things like to come and cause some problems. Alright, so we've got our stash box. We've got our stash boxes. We've got our scrap box that we can transfer everything into. We have built our fast travel tent right here with the cool new fire icon. And the other important thing about the private servers is, yes, you can invite your friends to the private server. You can exist on a server with 7 other people. So you can invite 7 of your friends at the same time. Now, if you leave that server, and one of those 7 friends is a member of Fallout First, then that server will stay running and will stay active. However, if you are inviting people onto your server and they don't pay for a membership, once you leave, that server will give a shutdown warning and it will deactivate. Okay, I think it's time to build the new Ranger outfit and show you what that looks like. So let's get to that right now. All right, it is time to build the brand new Ranger outfit, and it is exclusive to members only. Anything that has this little first logo is always going to be exclusive to Fallout members. So let's make the Ranger helmet, and then we're going to need to go into outfits and make the Ranger armor outfit. One thing I did learn today is that if you like wearing sunglasses on your character, you're not going to be able to with this outfit. The helmet does take over. Let's see if we can get a look here. Let's go outside of the range of my camp a little bit. So from the back, it looks pretty sweet. You can see my cool little kitty backpack I've had for a hot minute. But yeah, that is the Ranger outfit. I think it looks really cool. It's not going to be as unique as some of the other outfits that you can get in the game, but I think that still looks pretty sweet if you ask me. Let me see if I can take off. So it is that. So it does take off anything else that you were wearing. I did have the long coat on. Yeah, I think that looks pretty sweet. All right, so now it is time to test out how all of this transfers into the public space, into the public servers. So why don't we go back to the main menu and we will load into a normal adventure server. And let's make sure that everything is working as intended. Supposedly, because we are first members, we should have access to our scrap box, as well as our brand new super sweet tent on the private servers themselves. So let's get this loaded up and make sure that we're right. All right, squad, we are back on the public servers. Just kind of waiting for everything to load in for us here. Make sure the base isn't going to get attacked the second that we are loading in. Looks like the previous game instance had some blood bugs. But yeah, so far so good. Let's go into our camp and make sure everything's stayed. So this is our scrap box that we can have an unlimited amount of scrap in on the servers, as well as our fancy new survival tent. As far as I know, the survival tent cannot be damaged by any sort of creatures or anything environmentally. I think that is still to be seen. It's entirely possible that it can be damaged and needs to be repaired from time to time, but I didn't see anything about that in the release, nor is there any sort of triggers or grayed out buttons or anything to signify that it would need repair. And make sure our outfit is still looking sweet. That is a very, very nice outfit. All right, well, that concludes our brief intro video on the Fallout First membership program. If you go to Bethesda's website, you can sign up. You just log into your Bethesda account, put down your money, whether you want to go for the whole year or just try it out month to month, to get you access to all of the features, including some of the emotes that we didn't go over in this video. And of course, shoot me a like if you like this comment, or go ahead and just show your appreciation or ask me some questions in the comments. And then look out for some more videos down the road with some Fallout 76 content, some of my vending machine content, as well as other video games. My name is Voodoo Squid, and thank you guys for joining.